What's up guys, Mega Bleeder here, back with another episode of Mechanical Mastery Plus. As you can see, between the episodes I did add on to our factory here, and this episode we're going to do everything we can to get our effigies automated. So let's go ahead and get started. So to get started, I'll come over here and I'll just show you it's just a copy of the building from over here. I left the windows in and I just kind of poked a hole in the side of it for us to easily get in and out. So this will be the area hopefully where we will get our effigies automated today. And here we can see from the outside it's really just a copy and a paste. I use the copy and paste from the Direwolf 20 mod that is building gadgets. So that's where that came from. I also added in a builder here with a trash can on top of it that is here just to clear out the grass that does spawn here. So you can see if I put glass down, that builder is breaking it and throwing it away. So to get started, we're going to need to gather some materials. For each one of the effigies, we're going to need this dormant effigy, so the skeleton skulls, the bone blocks. Skeleton skulls are just more bone blocks, black dye, and the basic mechanical essence. And then each one of these needs to be fluid encapsulated, whatever the verb is of this, needs to be filled with lava, with resonant ender, with energized glowstone, destabilized redstone. And each one of those, the lava is just lava, but the destabilized redstone comes from this signalum, enderium gives us the resonant ender, and then lumium will give us the energized glowstone. So we need to automate the dormant effigy and all three of these alloys here. We'll use the induction smelter for that. So we need to craft those up. We're going to need the magma crucible to melt them down, and then the fluid encapsulator to infuse the dormant effigy with those. And then we're going to need a pulverizer at the end to process the blitz cube, and then we'll need a pulverizer right after that as well to process the cubes that we get from these, or the resources that we get from these, into their drops. So to go ahead and get started, I'm going to do a bunch of crafting, probably set up a basic automation for these basic mechanical essences. Unless we do have access to those in our system because of the connection here. So this is constantly crafting those up, and our system can see that because of this interface here. Yeah, we do have a surplus of those, so I think I'll route that into here. And then if we need to, we'll add another crafter that'll be making these basic mechanical essences. So I'm going to get started with a whole bunch of this, do a little cut, do a little montage, and I'll bring you guys back. Alright guys, so here's what we've got. I made our induction smelters for our 3 alloys here, our magma crucibles to melt them down, and actually I don't need 4 of those, I only need 3. The fluid encapsulator, our pulverizers, crafters, and a mechanical squeezer. The mechanical squeezer we're going to use to make dye. The crafters we're going to use to make the effigy and the skull. So let's pull out some of these. We're also going to need some energy pipe. we'll make it kind of simple, where this will be a somewhat kind of temporary setup actually, but we'll get into that a little bit later. We'll take that upstairs. Our integrated dynamics connection will move through here in a minute. I'm not sure, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, if there will be enough room here for these. We'll move the squeezer here. Crafter. Induction smelter. Magma crucible. Fluid encapsulator. And then the rest of the machines we can put around the corner here. So induction smelter, magma crucible, fluid encapsulator, pulverizer. Pulverizer at the end of this line, fluid encapsulator there, and a pulverizer there. Okay, so here's what's going to happen. The materials are going to come in. The mechanical squeezer is going to make our black dye that we need. That will get exported into here, and then in here we'll probably export the bone meal to make the bone blocks, the basic mechanical essence, and the black dye to make our skulls. And then in this one, we'll move the skull over to get crafted up into our effigy. And then from there, they will get distributed. The effigies will get distributed into the fluid encapsulators on hopefully around Robin to be filled. The induction smelters are going to make our alloys, the signalum, the inderium, and the lumium. The induction smelter will smelt it up. It'll get pushed into the magma crucible, which will then get pushed into the effigy, making our kind of realized effigy here. And then those will get outputted into the pulverizer and just get immediately processed. So what we need to do is get a integrated dynamics connection over here. Here and here. So now those systems are connected. We can cover up that hole. Does the create wrench work on these? No. Does the crescent hammer work on these? No. Okay. I don't like this one because it's weird. If you shift click in the air, it has these settings that get changed and jacked up. Okay, so importer there, or exporter there, I'm sorry. Interface here. And then you are going to export coal. No, item. Coal. That goes in here with a filter. And we can say, boom, export the coal. All right. Now the coal needs to go, or the black dye needs to come over here. So this is going to need an exporter with a list, actually. So this list is going to be for the skull. And is that not seeing this? It is. Is it? Oh, no, I don't think it is. Look. So that's a pretty clear indicator. It says we only have 48 black dye in the system. That's because this interface cannot see the contents of this squeezer, because it should say, you can see up at the top there, 256 black dye. So we need to modify this system just a little bit so it can take in power and also be able to extract items. So what we're going to do is break this, and then we can break all of those. So with those broken, we can run our cable this way. And then we're going to need energy exporters. I'm going to grab those. Okay, so here's what we have to do. We have to place our interface down here. I can get, oh, I thought that was looking down into the void. Interface has to go here. So now, if we connect this to the system, I need to put this back together. If we connect this with a cable, we'll go right there. Now we can see the system, and now we'll be able to see our black dye. Die. Yes, now we can see it. So now we can export energy to you. This needs a list. This first recipe is going to be uses. That's going to craft bones. That's going to be internal. That'll go there. That'll go there. That'll go there. And then we'll fill up the rest of these slots with just a filler item. We'll use those. We'll set remember. That did not remember it. Because I didn't click remember, I clicked forget. Okay, so now these items will come out and we'll create a list with these. Basic mechanical essence, black dye, and bone meal. We'll remember that, so the bone block goes there. Those are going to go in there. And this one is going to be the recipe for the skull, and this is going to be external. And what I'm actually going to do is fill up those two. So this guy, if we just say, hey, do that, now it's going to go in there. It's crafting the blocks. It's also crafting the skulls. It's going a little bit slow for some reason. I'm not sure why. Okay, well, it's working. I'll have to see what's going on with the bones. Because we should have plenty of bone meal. We do not have plenty of bone meal. That's okay. We can modify that here in a little bit. We still have more room for some machines. So let's move on with our process. We're going to take out one skull. We're going to remember these. And then we're going to take out bone block. So now we're going to make the dormant effigy, which is going to go to external. We only need 2 items in here. That's going to be the skull and the bone block. And we're going to need a list to export bone blocks and skull. Bone block and skull. Item list. There's a problem. Oh, wrong spot. So skulls, bone blocks, boom, there's our effigy. So now this needs an interface here, an interface here. All of these are going to need interfaces. Actually, not all of them. Okay, so now we have effigies. The bone block is going to be a problem, but we'll solve that here in a minute. Let's throw that in there, and the skull, I suppose, we'll keep in our inventory. So now what we're going to need is lists for the signalum, indirium, and lumium. So signalum, so copper, silver, redstone. Indirium is diamond dust, lead, and ender pearl. Lead, ender pearl, lumium, which is silver, tin, and glowstone. The diamond dust, do I have another pulverizer? I think we'll make that up here, actually. I think what I'll probably just do is put another pulverizer over here. I think that'll be okay. I can spell pulverizer. Oh, look at that. We've got everything we need to make it. We're also going to need an integral component and the augment for it. We're gonna need 3 of them, which we cannot make right now, but we can probably grab from here. And the augment, we need 1, 2, and 3. And then we're also going to need a diamond. We'll import from the back. And interface from the bottom. With a cable and a cable there for energy. Item, diamond, card. Let's plop that in there, put that in there and those so we can make it faster. We're going to say you're going to export diamonds, which is going to be on the back. List. There we go. And that goes in this induction smelter. Yeah. Then we can configure input on the back. And then once again, it will output here. This is going to input and output. We'll turn those on. The fluid encapsulator is going to input and output, and then the pulverizer will also input. Yes. This last one, this is going to get a fluid input. Do I have a fluid input? Yes, a fluid exporter. This one is going to be fluid lava. And that's... oh, no, that doesn't go there. That goes here. Export fluids, lava. And then once again, import. And the pulverizer will import, export. This pulverizer, no, it's going to export at the bottom. Bottom and bottom. You're going to import from here. Why? Okay, the game's being real laggy for some reason. It might be all the integrated dynamics. I'll probably have to go through and adjust all of these to be less ticks per operation, because I think that has a huge effect on it. Okay, so induction smelter, that's running. This induction smelter, also running. This induction smelter, also running. And we're making our ender stuff. So the biggest thing that we need to do now is get these all upgraded. Okay, so those are upgraded. I need that. And that's fully upgraded. Okay, so how fast is this working? Not very fast, but we will be able to upgrade these with not too difficult of a process. Yeah, signalum gears. So when this backs up, what we can actually do is put an interface on this and say, hey, you can also output from the bottom, and now our system will be able to see that signalum in there. And we'll do the same thing with lumium. And then the same thing with the enderium. That's here. Yes. Why are you not getting bone blocks? Oh, I need to put these on an export. I suppose I could just import these also. So bone meal. And remember that. And then this list needs to be modified to include bone meal. So give me one of these. List. Can I do this? So skeleton, skull, and bone meal? Is that what's on there? What's on this list? I need skeleton, skull, and bone meal. Skull and bone meal. New list. List. There we go. So now, can I put those there? Yes. Now what I need to do is export the skulls into the fluid encapsulators. Okay, so the item importer is going to go here. It will be, if we import all items and we say yes, put it on round robin, and then we also say we're going to put you on channel 123. What we can do is on the fluid encapsulator, we'll set this to an interface instead of an exporter. And that's going to be this fluid encapsulator is going to need one more exporter. Fluid. Put an interface there. We'll change you to channel 123. We'll change the fluid encapsulator here to channel 123, and the fluid encapsulator here to channel 123. So now, when this goes to import all items, it is going to do so here on this channel of 123. And then they will only have the option to be stored in these fluid encapsulators. So I need to put an import there, an import there, there, and there. And then the last thing that I think I want to do is say item transfer rate 1. And I think this should work. Yeah, look at that. Boom. That's getting processed. That's getting processed. This is not. This fluid encapsulator. I didn't put one on here. Did I use up all of them already? Why are there... Yes, no, that's correct. Import. Auto export. Blaze rods. Basalt shards. Pulverizer. This one. Pulverizer input. Let's say auto input. Sweet. So now we have all of the items that we need. Blitz cube. Nice. Okay, so our biggest problem now is we're not getting enough bone meal. So the bone meal, we can just craft bones. I could upgrade one of these crafters. I can smelt the bones. We can crush it. Right now we are currently squeezing it this way, which is obviously a little bit too slow. But what I might do is just change it to a crafter. Okay, so I solved the bone meal problem. I am just taking the bones and cooking them into bone meal. If I pulverized it, it would give me 4, but there's, I mean, that's just a little bit. The bones cost a little bit of money. We also get a ton of them from our mob farm, so it's not too big of a deal. But everything is working now. It is still a little bit slow, trying to balance the bone meal from here and here. You can see by this progress bar that I am getting some lag, so I'm going to have to kind of figure out where that's coming from. I'm not sure what is going on with that. It's not like we have a huge big base that's loading and rendering a bunch of area. Maybe some of these things are trying to tick, and they don't necessarily need to be. We can go through and modify a lot of these settings to make it hopefully a little bit better. I'm just going to have to play around with it and see exactly what the case is. So I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to do about that lag. I've adjusted a lot of our integrated dynamic stuff, and it doesn't seem to be making that much of a what is that? What? Who are you? Who are you? Hold on. I'm going to have a talk with these guys and see just what they are doing here. Okay, so apparently these guys are from Buthole Finance and Construction. We've got a finance officer here, an engineer, and a construction worker, and apparently they're telling me they can build me a new base. Now, I don't think this is actually to scale, but from what they've told me, they can deliver it, like, right away. They'll build it. It's gonna be, they say it's gonna be, each one of these blocks is supposed to be representative of a chunk. So I mean, this looks pretty big. The interest rate that the finance officer has given me is like 35%. It's pretty high, and he said that the loan is going to be about $1 trillion. But I think that with the lag that we've been facing, we don't really have a whole lot of a choice. So what I'm going to do is get this paperwork signed up, get these guys out of here, I guess, and they said that they can deliver this. They said it'll take just a couple of days, but they'll show up with their crews, get to work, and get it built over here. So that should be cool. And you can see even their movement is really laggy, kind of walking around. So the lag is definitely in our world. I think what I'll end up doing to go along with a new base is getting into refined storage. So with refined storage, we'll be able to replace all of our integrated dynamic stuff with cables, external storages, importers, exporters. We'll be able to use the disk drive here to store all of our items, so we won't have to use these barrels and these chests. And I would get into applied energistics, but applied energistics takes the ME controller, and there are some things here that we don't have access to yet, like quartz. Getting into quartz, Certus quartz blocks. I'm not sure how we make these in the world, to be honest. It probably has something to do with skystone. Okay, yeah, so here, skystone. We can get ready to craft that once we get to the point where we've got these yellow essence fully automated. And then I think, yeah, so once we get our next permit also, we can craft or we can just buy the controllers. But the tier 4 permit takes the next essence, which would be this guy. Yeah, so we can see here, tier 4 trade permit. We get a lot. We get the rest of the materials here available to us, including nether quartz. We get some other things here. We get to buy the flux plugs. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I am going to get some things prepped up between episodes to get us rolling into refined storage. Or maybe I'll do that now. Yeah, I'm going to do that now. I'm going to get some things set up to get us rolling into refined storage. I'll probably craft the controller, a stack of cables, some things like that. Get some little processes set up. I think one thing that we'll need to answer is slime balls, because we do not have a consistent source of these yet. I suppose I could probably craft this guy and then set it up in a phytogenic insulator. I think that would work. We do need some phytogenic insulators to automate plants. But yeah, this lag is pretty trippy. it's doing quite a number on us, and we don't even really have anything running. All of these processes are more or less just hanging out, but we can see here, looking at this progress bar, we can really take a look at the lag, and that's just no good. So these guys here apparently from Buthole Industries are gonna help us out. So I'm gonna get paperwork signed with them, get them out of here, and I'm gonna get a chest full of refined storage stuff, and then I'll be right back. Alright guys, here it is. We've got a refined storage controller, a crafting grid, a disk drive, and a 64K storage disk. So this will hold 64,000 items individually. What we can actually do with this, or we can go further than this in the future, going up to a 256K, and either using refined storage or reborn storage, apparently. I think it's kind of weird that they're both in here, but this can upgrade even further, going up to some huge capacities. I'm not sure what the difference between the reborn storage and the extra storage is. If we go extra storage, so there's extra crafters, fluid storage, importer and exporter, and then reborn. Oh, it has, so like we used in our last series, which was a 1.12 or 1.10 series, all the mods won. We did have the crafting frame and stuff. I don't know that we'll get to that in this series. We'll probably end up using the extra storage if we're gonna go kind of that route, using these crafters instead, just because I haven't had a lot of luck with the other crafters in the past. But we do now have a refined storage system, and you can see now that once I put the Paxel and the egg sandwiches in there, this shows that we are storing 9 items. So we can take those out and have them in our inventory. I will eventually transfer everything over, but one of the issues is this system can still see all of our inventory. So connected to our drawers and everything like that, this system can see that, and that system cannot. I can use refined storage to do all that though, making the external storage and then transferring everything that's in these barrels into the drives, and then the external storage is what I will use to connect up to drawer networks and things like that. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and wrap up the episode here. I did get all our paperwork signed, and they said that our new base here will be ready soon enough. So yeah, I'm excited about that. I'm not sure exactly how it's going to play out, but we're definitely going to find out soon enough. But I just want to say thanks, guys, for stopping in. Any comments that you have, anything that you enjoyed, or maybe if you want to comment on whether or not you've had good luck with the integrated dynamic system, that would be much appreciated. And any ideas that you might have, and any excitement that you might have, would be appreciated. And then obviously to like and subscribe to the video and to the channel. The last video got almost 1,000 views, and I've only got about 65 subscribers, so the more subscribers the better. That helps more people see the channel and just makes it better and better. That would be awesome. Again, thanks so much for stopping in.